Okay, so now for question 20. So here we are trying to utilize the MPR or utilize the L factorial to calculate the probability using the permutation, basically. Okay, let's see the situation. It's talking about the debate team, very strong team in EC, right? Both are Chinese and English. So consists of 8 students right there. So 4 students coming from school A, and the remaining 4 students come from 4 different schools. I think this is an imaginary situations, right? Especially in the secondary school. Or you can talk about the Hong Kong team. On Hong Kong team, you know that they are coming from different universities and then becoming a Hong Kong debate team. So the 8 students are arranged randomly to stand in a row, or maybe they are taking photo right there standing in a row. Now you can see that here is no selection process because so 8 students have been selected, and then you just need to arrange them. Now when we talk about arrangement, then we need to know that normally it's talking about the permutation, talking about the factorial, because it's talking about ordering process without any selection. Okay, so find the probability that the students from school A are standing next to each other. Now, so here, in order to make sure that the school A standing next to each other, you can have multiple ways to think about that. Now, here I just want to share with you my thinking right there. Now, for the 4 different schools, for the 4 students from 4 different schools, so let's say they are standing right here. So this is from 4 different schools. Now here I want to put these 4 students from school A standing next to each other, and at the same time to taking care of all the possibilities. Now how to taking care of all the possibilities is that you can imagine you can have these situations, and you can have these situations, or you can have these situations. Now actually for this situation, it's talking about you put this AAA into here. And for this situation, it's talking about you put AAA into here. For this, it's talking about putting into here. So on and so forth. Actually, you have 5 situations. Choose one. Okay. Now also you need to know that all the people are distinct. So that means this is the first student, this is the second student, the first student, and this is 4th student. So that means the arrangement is important among this group, among these students from the school A. So that means you need to taking care different scenario. That is A1, A2, A3, A4 is different from A2, A1, A3, A4, so on and so forth. Now then you need to revise the concept of the chapter 10, is that in this situation is talking about 4 factorial. These 4 distinct objects, and then they arrange at random, then you have 4 factorial 4 factorial choices. Now also for these 4 students from different school, they also have the similar concept. That means you also need to arrange them randomly. Now so that's why we have 3 mechanisms that we need to consider when we arrange them in order to ensure that the students in school A standing next to each other. Is that these 4A students, they have 5 different locations that can be considered, And for these 4 students in school A, they can arrange each other, so that's why we have 4 factorial. And for the 4 students from 4 different schools, they also have 4 factorials to arrange them in a row. So in part A, we have now of course for the denominator is very easy. Not 9 factorial, sorry. We have x students right there without any restriction. It's basically x factorial. Now for the numerator, just need to consider that's 3 mechanism and then put it whatever you want. You can first choose the 5c1. The only thing that you need to remember is that you're multiplying each other because they need to be happened at the same time. So multiply them. So you will see that the answer is equal to 1/14 for part A. Okay, so now for part B. So the situation is that find the probability that the students from the school A are each separated by a students from other schools. So it's the situations like this. Now you can think of several seconds. Now okay, the several seconds has been passed. So actually it's like this. Now the underline meaning that the students from other schools, actually we have these 2 situations. In order to arrange them in a row, but at the same time, the students from the school A are each separated by only 1 student from other school is like this. Only have these 2 situations. Now these 2 situations, actually the mechanism is the same. Is that the 4 students from school A putting here, and also need to care they are distinct, so that's why they need to arrange them in a row, and we have a 4 factorial situation as similar to the part A. And for the students from other school, they also have the similar situations, similar to the part A basically. So, and also we have these 2 similar situations, 2 situations from both for similar mechanism to separate them. So that's why we need to multiply by 2. So finally is the denominator with the sorry, again I 99, I don't know. So that's why the answer is 1/35. So that is question 20.